everybody. Welcome back to day 3, the pre-college research. So we're going to start with what to look for in a college before you want to apply and how to make your college list and which one I recommend using. Some benefits of doing this is that you'll feel way more prepared and it just will be a lot less stressful when the time comes. For me, I've been doing this for years, so I become a sort of master at this. And I just want to share it with you to take off some of the pressure. Some things to consider are majors, location, people there. Let's start with majors. Do they offer the one that you want? For example, I want to study either English, philosophy, or history. So when looking at colleges, I might start with programs that are really good, schools that have those programs. Is there anything unique you'd be willing to study? For example, the University of Chicago offers a Fundamentals Issues and Texts class major. I've never heard of this before. I don't know if any other colleges do it. It'd be news to me, but it sounds pretty interesting. It's a program that enables students to concentrate on fundamental questions by reading classic texts to articulate and speak to these questions using philosophy, history, religion, politics, science, and literature, which sounds pretty interesting. I would definitely be interested in taking that. Another thing you might want to think about is the campus. Is it the right size for you? Do you prefer a certain look? For example, I think these are Harvard and NYU, or maybe Columbia. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it's NYU. Which look do you prefer? Do you want big city? Do you want more rural? Do you like the big southern schools, the brick, or do you want more classic East Side Coast schools? Find what you like. And even though it's not super crucial, I don't believe that you should make your decision based on how it looks, but you're going to be there for probably 4 years and you should enjoy it. Another thing is location. How's the weather? Do you want sunny California where you can go to the beach all the time? Or do you want 4 seasons? Or do you like the cold? Do you like a certain coast? Do you want to be in the middle? You should consider that. For example, NYU is in the middle of a big city. It's in the middle of New York, versus Harvard is more secluded, yet it's still a good distance away from Boston, so you can always go into the city. Which do you prefer? Another thing is the people. Do they have similar views or dissimilar views? Are you a person who likes to engage in dialogue about politics or religion, things you don't agree on, or do you want to just be with like-minded people? Both are valid answers. Do you want to go to a big party school, a school that really values education or sports, certain clubs that they offer? You can always email or interact with someone who attends that school or an alumni to really get a feel for what it's like. You also might want to consider some unique qualities. Do they offer a certain sports program? Do they have an excellent sports program that you want to watch or be a part of? Do they have any exchange programs, internships, research opportunities? A lot of schools are starting to have research opportunities for their students where they can work in labs. And if you are into the sciences, that might be something you'd want to look into. You also want to consider the stats. How likely are you to get in? What's the acceptance rate for in-state, out-of-state? What's the average GPA, ACT, SAT? What are your chances of actually attending that school? You also would want to look at tuition. How much does it cost? Can you afford it? Can you get financial aid, scholarships? And there usually is in-state versus out-of-state tuition for public schools, so you want to take that into consideration. Here's an example. UChicago is probably my dream school right now. I love how their campus looks. I like the size, how there's more people than at my school, but there's not so many people where I'm going to feel overwhelmed. Chicago is a big city. I like big cities. The weather might be a little bit of a stretch since I'm from Southern California, but I'm willing to do it. I don't mind the snow. I don't mind the cold. I think I'll be okay. There's also a lot of people in Chicago, and there's a lot of different people at the University of Chicago with different views and different outlooks on life, and I would love to converse with them and gain more knowledge through them. A cool quality that they have is a scavenger hunt. I met with an admissions counselor at the University of Chicago, and she talked about how there was like a school-wide scavenger hunt that a lot of people participate in, and that's her favorite part about UChicago, that she really enjoyed when she was a student there. It could be a little thing like this, or it could be something more serious. Now let's talk about the different types of college lists, the safety, target, reach, and the spectrum ways of organizing a college list. So for safety schools, it's a high likelihood that you're going to get accepted in. Your stats are probably better than the average, or you just know that you can get in. You're pretty confident. Target schools are ones that match your scores pretty evenly and that you think you'll get in, but it's just a better match for you. And a reach schools, you're stretching a bit, your scores aren't as good as the average, but you still want to apply and you still have a chance of getting in. Anyone has a chance of getting in anywhere. And this isn't the wrong way to make a college list, but I think that there's a better way after doing research and making a lot of my own. This is the spectrum way. Um, Instead of having only three categories of safety, target, and reach, you also have some in between schools. Um, for example, if a school that you're interested in has a 10% acceptance rate, that's probably going to be a reach. And another school has a 40% acceptance rate. Sorry. That's probably a target. And instead of going from 10 to 40, which is a pretty big gap, you can have like 10, 25, and 40. So now you've got a little more variance in between each big category. And some images here on the top is an example of the safety target reach with 50% should be target. And then you can split up reach and safety however you wish, usually 25, 25. And then the spectrum list, they have 25% reach schools, 25% safety schools, and again, 50% in the middle. So there's no more target, there's just the middle. An example of a spectrum with California colleges, because that's where I'm from, let's just, for the example, say that your GPA is 3.6 unweighted and your ACT is 25. Of course, other factors go into colleges, but we're just, for the example, a basis of what it would be like to do a spectrum college research method. So a safety might be Sonoma State. It's a 3.22 GPA and a 22 ACT. Your stats are better than that. You're pretty positive you can get in based off of your stats. A safety target in between would be UC Merced, 3.58 and a 20. So you're almost right on target with the GPA, but you have a better ACT. Now with the target schools, you'd probably be looking at Cal State Long Beach. Your GPA is pretty similar, 3.5 versus 3.6, and your ACT is right in the range of the normal or the average student's ACT. And target and reach might be Pepperdine. Based off stats, it's 3.59, almost a 3.6, but your ACT is a little bit lower than the average. And for a reach school, USC, 3.7 versus 3.6, and your ACT is quite a bit lower than their average ACT. Now for homework, I'd like you to research some colleges and make a spectrum model. Include details like location and majors, other special things about it that drew you to it. I usually start with a college list from a website. I prefer Niche. I think that it's the easiest one to get information, and it's got so many different categories. You can research like majors or school size or best dorms, things like that, and then start looking at stats. So you want to start with a broad amount of colleges and then really just thin it down to a good list, but you don't want to have all these colleges. Like I said, make a broad list and then start to organize your spectrum. On the website, I should have a model for you on how I did this, but let's go over it right now. All right, so I apologize when I said example, that comes later. Here is a template. So let's just talk through it really quick. I have the schools, the safety target reach. So kind of like the ST or the TR, how I did the example for the California schools, not just safety, not just target, not just reach, unless they do fit that area. The average GPA, the average SAT or ACT, whichever one you plan on taking, or if you don't plan on taking it at all, just ignore. The acceptance percentage, instead of looking at in-state versus out-of-state, which gets a little more complicated, just look at the average. And the campus, yes or no, do you like it, do you not like it, what do you like about it? The location, where is it located, is this good or bad in your opinion? The population, how many students attend, and the preferred major that they offer that you would take. I don't think I need to explain much more. If you do need any help with this, don't be afraid to email me. I can definitely do an example if you like, but this is a template. You should be able to access it. If not, email me again and I'll send you the direct link. All right, I think that's all for today. I will see you guys next time and have fun with this.